There was a last time. You just didn't know it. A last time you held their hand without thinking about it. A last hug that felt completely ordinary, nothing you'd remember on purpose, nothing you thought to hold on to a little longer. It happened like every other time before it. And then it was the last one, and nobody rang a bell to let you know. We don't get warnings for the things that matter most. Nobody tells you, this is it, pay attention this time. Life doesn't work that way. It just moves forward, one unremarkable moment after another, until one of those moments turns out to have been the final one, and you only find that out much later, usually far too late to do anything about it. Think about the people who aren't in your life anymore, not just the ones who passed, the ones who drifted, the ones who used to call and then stopped gradually. So gradually you can't even point to the exact week it ended. There was a last phone call, a last time you said talk soon and actually meant it. And somewhere in that call, buried in the small talk, was the actual last thing they ever said to you. And you didn't slow down to notice, because why would you? It felt like just another Tuesday. I think that's what makes this so hard to sit with. Endings rarely announce themselves. They don't come dressed as endings. They come disguised as ordinary Tuesdays, ordinary hugs, ordinary calls that feel exactly like the 100 calls before them. And it's only in hindsight, sometimes years later, that you go back and realize, oh, that was it. That was the last one. And I spent it thinking about what I'd make for dinner. I think about the version of myself who didn't know he was living a last moment. And I don't blame him. You can't hold on to every single instance like it might be the final one. That's not really living. That's just anxious anticipation of loss dressed up as gratitude. But I do think there's something worth carrying from this. Not fear, just attention. A little more of it given freely to the ordinary moments that don't announce their own importance. Because here's the thing. You are right now in the middle of a last time with someone, maybe several someones, not because anything's wrong, just because that's how time works. Every relationship you have is made of ordinary moments, and some of those ordinary moments are quietly, invisibly the final ones, and neither of you will know it when it happens. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to soften you a little toward whoever's still around, the friend you keep meaning to call back, the family member whose voice you haven't heard in longer than you'd like to admit, the version of later you keep pushing further out, assuming later is guaranteed, when it never actually was. I don't think the answer is to live in constant fear of endings. I think it's smaller than that. Just put the phone down a little more often when someone's actually in the room with you. Say the honest thing instead of the easy thing while you still have the chance to say anything at all. Hold on a second longer than you normally would sometimes, just in case. Not because this is the last time, but because you'll never actually know if it is until it's already behind you. Somewhere in your past, there's a moment you didn't know was the last one. You can't get it back. But somewhere in your future, there's another one waiting, disguised as something completely ordinary. And this time, you get to decide how much attention it deserves.